thank you all for 300 subscribers. And to celebrate this milestone, I'm going to be doing a tour of all my bog plants. So this will be Sarracenias, Venus flytraps and sundews. So let's get started. So first up we have two of my flytraps. This is the typical form you'd find at local nurseries. And this is the B52 clone, which is generally a bit more expensive because it produces much larger traps. And the reason why this pot looks so full is because I'd say there's about 5 or 6 plants in there. Okay, so I keep my fly traps in a tray of water, just like this, and I generally just keep it full in the summertime, but in the winter when they go dormant, I tend to let it dry out a bit more because I find they can rot pretty easily. Okay. So right above it, we have one of my many Sarracenia Flavas. This is the FRT 1-1 clone, which is an Atropurpurea. You can tell by that dark red coloration. And I only got this plant recently, and when I potted it up, it was just producing these really weird deformed pitches, but it's nice to see that it's finally settled in. So next to it in this very messy pot, we have another Sarracenia Flava, but I'm actually not quite sure of the form this one is. I think it's Rubricapora cross Rugelii, but some people have told me that it's just a Rubricapora that hasn't coloured up that well, and I'm starting to agree because you can see on these smaller pictures there's quite a bit of red coloration. But if you didn't know, Sarracenias actually produce non-carnivorous leaves when they're starting to go dormant, so that's what all these are. And Sarracenia Flava tend to produce all their pitches in very early spring, and then they all die off or they produce very tall, spindly pitches in the summertime. So that's why this pot has virtually no pitches in it. Okay, let's move on to this section. So right here we have 3 different variants of Sarracenia Flava and a hybrid. So up front, this is my Sarracenia alata red throat cross Flava red tube. And as the name suggests, this plant produces very dark red pitches. But something interesting is the lids are yellow when they first open, and then they fade down to a more uniform red colour. This is an older picture. It's just starting to die off. I probably have to do some trimming with these plants, especially getting that grass weed out or it'll spread everywhere else. Right next to it, this is Sarracenia Flava Maxima, which is a more green variant of Flava. It's not totally green. You can see near the bottom there are some sort of red streaks on the pitches, but generally near the top of the pitches it's just a uniform green or yellow. This plant has a few nice pitches on it. This one's just starting to fall over. And you can see on this variety, the lids go way past the mouth of the pitcher. So it's an enormous lid for the size of the pitcher, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so right behind it, this is Sarracenia Flava Rubricapora, which is another red variety. This one produces yellow lids, which you can see there with red veining. This is a very nice plant. When it first started sprouting up at the beginning of spring, put out this massive picture. I might put a photo of it on the screen if I remember. And that picture died off a long time ago, but still an amazing plant. And around the back, I don't think it has any pictures actually. Oh no, it does have one that's not in any good shape. This is Sarracenia Flava ornata. And it's kind of hard to explain, but this plant is yellow like the Flava Maxima, but it has all this veining like the Rubricapora. It's not red veining. Well, it is, but it's not as red as the Rubricapora. So it's a very nice plant. I don't think I have any photos of good pictures on this because it never really produced any this year. It only had deformed pictures. It was still settling in. Okay, so let's move on to this bog. So this bog I made about 5 years ago now. It's been growing for a long time. And in here we have the whole variety. So Sarracenia, sundews, flytraps. I'm going to try to get through it all, but I'm not going to go through every individual plant. So up front we have some typical flytraps. I put a few in here, but they've all died off. There used to be one around the back, but that's gone. This one's gone back to a tiny little plant. Probably pull that weed out, it's getting sort of submerged under it. Hold on. Oh, I've pulled out the moss as well. Yeah, okay, fell off. There we go. Just chuck that away for now. Yeah, so this fly trap's just gone back to basically a seedling now. There's a few Drosera Adelaide in here. They started sprouting up everywhere. I find they do really well outside. They get that nice red coloration. Some people keep them in terrariums, but I don't see the point. If they can grow outside, I think you should make them grow outside because it just gives you more space. So I'll start with the Sarracenia. This is Sarracenia minor typical form. I know there's a giant form from Okie Finoki Swamp, or whatever it's called, but I don't have that. I've got a couple Sarracenia Daniel Rudd in here. It's my favourite hybrid of all time. If I recall correctly, it's Leucophylla by Flava by Purpurea by something. Hold on, I think I got the tag here. It's better than guessing. Yep, it's Leucophylla by Flava Maxima by Purpurea. So I almost got it right. Yeah, this is a very nice hybrid. You can see that white coloration from the Leucophylla. Speaking of Leucophylla, I actually have the yellow flower form, although it's never done well for me. Leucophylla is just, like I've said this before, it just never does well for me. It just produces these tall, spindly pitches because it has nothing else to do. It doesn't get enough light. Another problem with Sarracenias, they live in bogs in America, so they get blasted with sun, and you can't really replicate that here in Australia unless you're way out near the desert. Here's another Flava. This is a more yellow plant. Has some nice pictures on it, but they've all gone now. That's the trouble with Sarracenia. They go dormant all year, and then when they finally pop up, the pictures only last for a few weeks. Behind there's some sort of hybrid. Oh, I've never noticed this before. This might be interesting to the indoor plant people that watch my videos. Variegated grass. How much is that worth? Probably nothing, but pretty cool nonetheless. So I'll keep that in there. Oh yeah, so the hybrid in here, I believe, is Reedii cross Morii cross something. I really have no idea the names of these plants because I've lost the tags for some of them. But I guess, apart from all the Drosera capensis in here, that's all of the Sarracenia or bog plants in this. So let's move on to the next bog. In here, there were 3 Sarracenia, but the third one died, so there's only 2 left. This is a, oh my gosh, where's the tag gone? I really have no idea what this is. It's some sort of Willisy hybrid. I don't know. But good thing the tag's still on this plant. Purpurea cross Courtii. So it's a pretty interesting hybrid. I think it looks like a snail for some reason. Probably because it's really slow growing. You can see it's still got the flowers up there. These are very nice flowers. The flowers on Flava are just pure yellow, which is a bit boring. As you can see, way too many Drosera capensis in here. They've just taken over at the moment. The next bog isn't very exciting. I think this one just dries out too fast, and then when you water it, it's just a mess. As you can see, Sarracenia gone, flytrap's almost gone. It's got a little bitty shoot coming out there, but basically nothing in this, so we're going to skip it. And the last bog. So in this bog we have all Sarracenia Flava except for this Oreophylla, which is very boring, only has non-carnivorous leaves. For some reason the heat made this die back, put out 2 pitchers. That's why this stake was here, because in the heat the pitcher actually sort of dried up and bent over, so I had to tie it to that stake, but it's obviously died off now, like most of my good pitchers. In the middle we have a pure Regelii, which is pretty nice. That's a picture of one of the offshoots. Got some nice veining in it. That's probably one of my best pictures at the moment. Next to it we have this Flava Caprea, which is the one with the copper lids. You can sort of see it there, but when the first pictures came out, they were really nice. Again, I'll try to put a picture up of them. Not sure if I can remember. And the last plant in this bog, well, not the last, there's still a bunch of sundews, but I'm going to skip them. We have a Rubicapora cross Regelii, which is what I believe that plant over there is. So this one, literally, Oh wait, no, it did put out one good picture, which was this one. That also died off in the heat, so not much to do about that. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.